afternoon, folks. It's November already, and so that means it's time to go over the October expenses for 2017. If I can get this set right. We traveled almost 1,500 miles in October, starting out in Plainview, where that's where I grew up. We moved 7 times during the month of October, and had 22 nights in Thousand Trails, which is free, no expense for Thousand Trails, and then 9 nights outside of Thousand Trails, and 3 of those nights were at campgrounds we had to pay for, and 6 of those were at friends or relatives or something like that we didn't have to pay for. So our total fuel bill for October is $663, and our campsites was $279. And it's a little confusing, but 51, we pay $607 a month, and Thousand Trails are $607 a year in Thousand Trails dues. So we put $51 in each month's budget. The 2 nights we spent at the cousin reunion was $50 a night, so $100. And then was at Cadillac RV just as a stopover, the little inexpensive RV spot, $24. And then a lot of the Thousand Trails campsites, if you take 50 amps, which lets you run, a couple of air conditioners, 2 or 3 air conditioners, and a microwave and a heater and everything all at once, there's an upcharge of $3 a night. So we paid for a total of 7 nights at Lake Texoma, 7 nights at Bridgeport, and then 21 nights that we're going to be here at Lake Conroe for the 50 amp upgrade. So that equaled $279. And then one of the little features we'd like to track is for the month, what are we average spending a day on fuel, which for October we spent $21.39 average, $660 divided by 31. And then campgrounds, our out-of-pocket campground fees is $9 a day, and that's the $279 divided by 31. So for the year, our 5 months, 5 months, we're averaging $7.21 average cost per night for a campsite. Most of those nights we stay for free with Thousand Trails, and then every now and then we're paying $30, $40, $50 for a campsite. So we average all that out, $7.21. And then diesel fuel, $19.82 for the month, $21, but for the 5 months, $19.82. We don't really have a number for what to shoot for, but we're going to have to work off of these averages. One thing to note, we're in Texas, and we drove almost 1,500 miles, but that should slow down real quick, and as we head down to South Texas, we won't be moving much at all. So we have a full tank of fuel now, and we'll probably go through that and then maybe one more tank before we come back up in March. So hopefully those numbers will get a little better. So for the year they'll go down. Going on down, motorhome repair, we didn't have much of anything there. Oh, one thing I wanted to, if you have a motorhome, we've used this a couple times. We had we have 3 air conditioners. One at the back hasn't worked for about 1.5 years. And I've used this service twice on the internet. It's justanswer.com, J-U-S-T, come back up there, ANSWER.com. And you go on there and you start typing in what your problem is, and they'll get somebody for $5. It starts at $5, and then if you talk to a technician, it's like $25 more. But we've got to talk to, texting back and forth. And he walked us through what it was, a reversing valve that we need to replace on the air conditioner. So, and he gave me a part number and showed me a link on eBay, and I ordered it, put it on, and Wham bam, thank you ma'am. $40 later I had that fixed, and I'm sure that would have cost me a couple $100 at the minimum to have it done by somebody coming out. And I forgot what the other time was, but they fixed the problem then too. So write that down in your notebook, justanswer.com, and give it a shot. And that part cost $42. Our radio antenna had broke off, so I got a new one of those and some parts for our water filtration system. So $121 in total. Auto and gas, that's pretty much washing the car and buying a couple tanks of gas. Insurance the same every month. We pay it annually, but the cost $1,200 is the motorhome and $900 for the car, so that comes down to $175 for budgeting purposes. Groceries, liquor, cleaning, paper supplies, everything we buy at a grocery store, we pretty much put in here. That's last month was, I don't know why it got so big, but this back in line now, $800, almost $900. It's a little bit high, but there's a lot of stuff in there, you know, not just food and liquor, but a lot of stuff. So that's about right. We're averaging $890 for the year, so we're right in there for our average. Dining out, $262. That's kind of ballpark. Between like $250 and $400 is probably kind of what we figure in there. Internet and cell phone, we have Thousand Trails doesn't have much internet service. It's all go to the clubhouse to get it, and then it still doesn't work too good. So we bought several months back a Verizon Jetpack with unlimited data, and then unlimited data on both our phones, and that's just what our internet and our phones cost. DirecTV, $150, pretty much what that costs. That jumped up this month because I got suckered into 3 free months of HBO, and I didn't cancel it, and now I've started watching a couple of things, and so I don't know if we're going to cancel it or not, but so now that's up to $149. Medical, $242. That's our Medicare and our Part D for both of us. And we've done some research, and we've about decided, starting in January, we're going to get a Medigap plan. It's $108 for Pearl and $115 for me a month. So that's going to jump up to $225, most likely. We haven't bought it yet, but we're right on the verge. So we'll see. And it goes up 3% a year. As we get older, they have a built-in increase there. Got Tinker, our dog, bought some dog food and had her trimmed up. We bought that drone that we take a lot of our video with. That's $1,500, and we just kind of, for budgeting purposes, from the time we bought it in June to the end of the year, instead of charging it all in June, we just put $200. We divided it by 7, I think it was, 7 months, and put $200 in for the drone. And we bought an antenna for the drone, an extender, because a couple times the drone's got it out too far where it lost radio contact, and it has a built-in thing where it will automatically come back to where it took off from if it loses contact. But that's pretty scary. And that's what it did this last time. And then as it gets closer, it came back in contact, and I was able to take back control of it and land it safely. But computers are pretty good, and we've got more than $1,500 invested in it now with some upgrades. I just am uncomfortable with it flying around, especially around these lakes and these big trees. So that's what leisure hobbies drone and camera was. Computer, I forgot, that was some kind of something. Clothing and mail, that's pretty much it. $3,400. See, it looks like we're kind of capped in that $3,500 to $4,000, which puts us at that's pushing $50,000 a year. $46,000. If we kept up with averages we've had so far, it'd be right at $46,000. And looking at stuff before we went full time, we were thinking we'd be able to do this for $40,000 pretty easy. But now with these couple $100 more a month in our Medigap insurance, and just the way things are going, unless things really drop down this winter, which they will, but it looks like we're going to be closer to 50 than 40. 40 would be nice. 50 is still an easy number. Hopefully we don't, you still got to figure in stuff's going to break, and we get some $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 mechanical bill that'll blow that out of the water. But so far it's pretty darn good, and it's a fourth of what not a fourth, a third of what we spent back when it was working. So it's way better, way more economical, and we just kind of go. I don't know if any of this helps you, but some of it probably will relate to you, especially if you're 1,000 trails or thinking about 1,000 trails. It'll give you a good idea. And that's kind of all that is on the video today for expenses. I think I'll spend a minute just talking about 1,000 trails for those people that might be a little more interested, and now you've got some numbers to kind of compare to. Let's go back up here a little bit. 1,000 trails you can buy, and probably the best way to start it out, especially if you're on a budget, they've got for like $500 or $600, you can buy a section of the country: northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, and you get 20 or 30 campgrounds in your section, and that's like $500 for a section. And you can buy another section for $50 or some $100, something like that, and it's just for a year. And then you can stay for 14 nights at any of the campsites that's in your area that you purchased. And then you have to be out of 1,000 trails for a week, and then you can come back in for 14 days and stay for free. And then after some amount of days, I think it's 40 or 50 nights of free camping, then you have to start paying some small number, $5 or something. We didn't go that route, so I don't know those numbers real good, but it's something like that. It's a good way to see if you like. The problem is a lot of people think of RV parks as more resorts and nicer and fancier, and 1,000 Trails is not nicer and fancier. 1,000 Trails, probably 60% of them that we've stayed at have full hookups, but a lot of them don't have the sewer hookup. So you have to, if you're staying more than a week, we can last a week without dumping our sewer tanks, but if you stay more than a week, you got to unhook and drive over to the dump station and dump your sewer, your gray water in your sewer, and then come back and hook up. Or some people have the little 40 gallon blue tubs that they'll dump 30 or 40 gallons in there and then roll it over and dump into the sewer container and then come back and do that a time or two, and they don't have to move their RV. But that's not all that much fun to do. So we don't like it. If we don't have sewer, generally we don't stay more than a week. We have, but we don't like that. So my point being, some people don't like 1,000 Trails because of that. Number two, some of the places have got dusty dirt roads, gravel roads, and so you get a lot of dust if you have your windows open and stuff. And on your car and on the outside of your rig, just a lot of dust as people drive through. And some of the places are a little run down. They were built in the 70s, and the economy was kind of bad there for a while in the 90s and 2000s, and they kind of run down. Some of them are still pretty nice. But if you don't mind that, if you kind of can tough that out, it's a great deal. We bought a package. It's an elite package, and we bought it used. It cost probably $10,000 new. It's a Sapphire Vacation package is what ours is called, but it's the same equivalent to an elite package. We spent $4,000, bought it used, and we pay $600 a month for dues. And with that, we can stay from 1 to 21 days in any 1,000 Trails campground. They have 81, I think. Totally free. And then we can go from that campground straight to another one. So we'll leave on the 14th maybe from one campground, and then that night in the 14th we'll drive 100 miles, 200 miles to the next one, and we'll stay there. And we've never had any problem getting a site. We have a 42-foot RV, Class A motorhome, and we tow a car, and we've never had a problem finding a site big enough for our rig. And generally we get 50 amps. Sometimes that's free, sometimes you do have to pay $3 upcharge, but we can get a 30 amp for no upcharge. And 30 amps we can run 1 or 2 air conditioners, or 1 air conditioner and a microwave, and you just got to turn on less things or you'll pop the circuit breaker. But for us it works great. We've done the West Coast and Texas, several of them in Texas, and next year we're going to do the East Coast, and we're going to winter in Florida. And that's where Thousand Trails, most of them are at, on the West Coast, the East Coast, and in Texas and Florida. So if those are places you want to be and you're interested in it, send me a comment or text me or something, and I'll try to answer your questions. But for us, it's been a great money-saving deal, and their campsites are located where we want to go, and the price has just been a great money-saving deal. So anyway, just a quick update to let you know. If you got questions about how you buy the used ones, I can turn you on to some brokers that sell them. And I think the best bet is to buy a used one through a broker. And if you're full-time, and if you're not full-time and you're not using it, then that's wasted money. $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 is a waste. But if you're full-time, and it's a money saver. So that's pretty much it. Hope some of this helps you. And we've got a YouTube blog. It's jrpacaddel.com. If you want to follow along with our travels and adventures, and you like the videos, that's how you get them. Go over there and sign up on the email address, and you'll get an email every time we post a new video. So hope it helped, and hope you're having a good day, and I hope the sun comes out. Thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye.